There's a lot to love about Mortal Kombat 11. But these attacks make it impossible to stay happy. From random uppercuts to YOLO teleports and everything in between. Let's discuss the most hated attacks in Mortal Kombat 11 after a quick word from today's sponsor.
Not so fast, you money-grabbing... Dear God, he's wearing Raycons. The sound quality is so incredible that he can't even hear me. I can't attack him when he's not looking. That's just not my way. I'd be dishonoring the bathrobe.
I could wait until he's done. But the Raycon Everyday E25 has 6 hours of playtime, so he could be at this for hours.
Editing takes forever. Thank God these earbuds are nice.
They also have seamless Bluetooth pairing, improved bass, and a compact design that gives you a nice noise-isolating fit. And they're so discreet that I can't even hear them, which of course makes them perfect for working at home, or listening to podcasts, or even working out. Such high quality, and yet they start at half the price of other premium wireless earbuds.
Not to mention all the fun colors. His are black.
I can respect that.
I guess I'll have to come back later. Until next time, true underdog.
Get your Raycon earbuds today and click the link in the description for a 15% discount on your order. Just go to buyraycon.com/trueunderdog. I'm genuinely loving these earbuds and I bet you will too. I use them for editing, when I want to watch some fun videos, and even when I work out and go for a run. They're honestly perfect for everything, so make sure to get yours today. Alright, so let's start off with an easy one. Scorpion's teleport, especially before it got nerfed. Originally, this move hit mid and not high. And what this meant was the opponent could just run away and throw spears over and over again, and you would block the second you saw him twitch because you feared that maybe a teleport was coming. And online, this move was tough to block on reaction, especially with a bad connection. And what this meant was the Scorpion player would just get the life lead and then sit on it. They'd walk back or jump back and just throw spears all day long. And that's why it's a very good thing the teleport was changed from a mid to a high attack. And before the nerf, his reborn variation was also much scarier because once again, you had to block. You could not neutral crouch, and that meant when they canceled it and went for a throw, it was much easier to land. Whereas now if Scorpion teleports, you can just use a crouching attack that can avoid it and low profile, or you can just duck it and then uppercut for a crushing blow. However, it is worth noting that Reborn is still great for canceling unsafe strings and making them much harder to punish. And honestly, even after all the nerfs, it's still a very fast teleport. If you make any mistake and whiff something, Scorpion can just teleport and punish you for a full combo. Or if the Scorpion player goes for a jump and you try to anti-air, he can just go nope and punish your anti-air with the teleport there as well. And of course, last but not least, the teleport is just great for countering keep away in general. If you do any sort of projectile, the Scorpion player can usually punish it on reaction. Now thankfully the teleport is very punishable, though the Amplify does still catch some players to this day. And even though it has been nerfed, the teleport does still force you to play Scorpion's game. You can't just throw a projectile because he's far away, he might teleport. You can't always trust your anti-air, he might teleport. And you've also got to be a lot more careful with your footsies because if you misspace even one attack, once again, he can whiff punish you on reaction. So even though this move did get nerfed, it still is one of the most hated moves in the entire game. And next up we have Sub-Zero Slide, and this move is hated for a lot of the same reasons that Scorpion's teleport is hated. Right off the bat, this move just says no to footsies. If you're within range of this slide, he can just throw it out, and if you did any normal whatsoever, he's going to whiff punish you. And on top of that, this move goes under most projectiles as well, and it's very, very quick, so it's also great for punishing certain moves as well. And also, since this move hits low, it creates very annoying, hard to block situations like this overhead low. And how could anybody forget the crushing blow? This is pretty much guaranteed to land every single match because this slide is the go-to way for Sub-Zero to end his combos. And since Sub-Zero doesn't need meter for pretty much anything outside of variation 1, he's going to be spinning it on this slide every single time. So whether he avoids a projectile or whiff punishes a move or simply uses this slide to end combos, he's going to have that crushing blow ready in no time. Now thankfully this move is very unsafe on block at -20, however if spaced properly, a high attack will sometimes just miss, and sometimes a high attack will miss because you did it too soon. And that's something Scorpion's teleport doesn't even have. Sub-Zero is so low to the ground when you block him that you have to either delay your high attack or just go for a faster mid instead, which means punishing Sub-Zero is different than punishing most other unsafe attacks in this game. And for me personally, that's the most frustrating part. I don't mind that it's really good, I don't mind that it beats projectiles and all that stuff, just let me punish it like every other move. That hurtbox can be very frustrating. So in summary, Sub-Zero Slide has a lot of stuff going for it in this game. It beats projectiles and counters counters most other zoning. It's very fast, so it punishes things that no other character can. It hits low, which can be a sneaky mix-up or just hard to block in certain situations, and on top of everything else, you have to punish it in a very specific way depending on your character. So of course this move cements itself as being one of the most hated attacks in Mortal Kombat 11. And then we have Garrus's Sand Trap. So this move is pretty much Scorpion's teleport, only it's a bit faster, starting up in 17 frames instead of 23. And then, unlike Scorpion's teleport, if you space it properly, it's not even punishable by a majority of characters. And just to make this move even crazier, it also crushing blows to end combos for a crazy good amount of damage. It's honestly undeserved how much this thing hurts. However, we're still not done because this move also breaks armor, which means it can beat fatal blows, including full screen fatal blows like Frost or Aaron Black. He can just say no and he catches you. And you likely already guessed this, but if the move does break armor, you still get the crushing blow, and it's a lot of damage. So what this means is Garrus has certain combos that if you break away, he gets a crushing blow for a lot of damage. However, even if you don't break away, the quicksand still connects. It's the same timing and the damage is still really good. So as you can see, this move's not just good at a casual level, it has more than enough things to make it dangerous at any level of play. And honestly, I think what players hate about this move the most is the fact that they can't even walk around normally. It's supposed to be a game about footsies, but at any point in time, Garrus can just catch you with this move, which means instead of walking back and forth and playing the footsie game like you would in, say, Street Fighter V, you're constantly walking forward crouching, or walking forward and jumping because you're so scared of this move. It's just that good. And once again, from far away, a lot of characters can't even punish it, so Garrus can just tell you not to move, and there's nothing you can do if you block it. Honestly, a lot of NetherRealm games in the past have had moves just like this, but it's a bit rare in MK11, and I bet that's why so many players hate it, because Garrus is one of the few characters who says, no, you can't move around freely. At any point in time, I can catch you with this move, so look out for it. And now it's time to talk about Jax's Fatal Blow, especially before it got nerfed. Before the nerf, this attack hit mid, which meant you couldn't duck under it, you had to block, and good luck blocking this unless Jax is really far away. It's just too fast. The darn thing starts up in 11 frames, so ridiculously fast, and then on top of that, look how far this thing travels. It goes so darn far, in fact, even further than that. It goes like around where this traffic cone is. Look at this thing, it's so good. And what makes the range on this Fatal Blow even crazier is that Jax is a rushdown character, and there are plenty of rushdown characters in this game, but none of them have Fatal Blows like Jax that hit from that far away. And even though there are characters that have full screen Fatal Blows, keep in mind what Jax's leads to afterwards. Once Jax lands this Fatal Blow, his arms are completely heated up, which means his throw leads to a crushing blow. Or it can also mean this overhead leads to a crushing blow, or this overhead leads to a crushing blow. Crushing blow after crushing blow is possible. So you have to worry about those crushing blows after already getting hit by a fatal blow, because if any of those land, you're guaranteed to die due to all the damage. So not only is Jax's Fatal Blow nearly unreactable, and not only does it do really decent damage and it's great for comboing into as well, but it also leaves Jax heated up, which means the crushing blows are gonna come. So you could honestly argue that Jax is one of the most dangerous characters in the entire game once he has Fatal Blow, which is scary to think about because Jax is already a terrifying character to deal with. He has great offense, he's safe on pretty much everything, his forward throw is super deadly, he has an overhead that launches you for a full combo and has really decent range, he has low mix-ups, all that dirty stuff. So on top of all of that, his Fatal Blow is just ridiculous. And I think that's the straw that broke the camel's back for most players. They can deal with the rush down and all the crazy pressure, but having the Fatal Blow also be that good and lead to all of his crushing blows, that's a bit much. And I think that's why this Fatal Blow is one of the most hated attacks in Mortal Kombat 11. And as an honorable mention, let's talk about Jade's uppercut. A lot of players hate this, especially at the casual level, because the thing just has ridiculous range and it's not any slower than other uppercuts. So for comparison, Sindel's uppercut has really good range too, but it is slower to compensate. Not Jade though, her uppercut is just as fast but has much better range. In fact, this move even hits behind Jade as well, not just above her and in front of her, so it's a great anti-air, but honestly Jade players use it way too much. They do it all the time. If they do something fairly unsafe, uppercut. If they do anything minus and you want to take your turn back, uppercut. They're gonna mash it all the time. In fact, there are plenty of Jade players who will miss the uppercut and then just do it again because they know how good this move is. However, even so, this move has to be an honorable mention because it's still just an uppercut, which means it has all the weaknesses that other uppercuts have. So for example, you can just duck it. If you think Jade's gonna mash uppercut, then just duck and punish her with the full combo or uppercut her right back. Or you can also just block as well, that's also an option. So even though I do admit that Jade's uppercut is very hated and annoying, it also has some pretty obvious weaknesses. And then finally we have Liu Kang's Chinese warrior. We all knew this was coming because this string has everything. So right off the bat, this move is fast. It's 11 frames, and before that it was 9 frames, so one of the fastest mids in the entire game. And then on top of that, it's also plus if you finish it. So before its startup got nerfed, that meant you could just keep doing it over and over again. If the opponent pressed any buttons, they were going to get counter hit, and you didn't want that because that was a crushing blow. And the damage that came after was ridiculous, almost 35% for just one bar, and tons of corner carry as well. And to make things even saltier, there's no reason to even break away because most of the damage is still going to happen. So we're still getting around almost 30%, so you broke away just to save 5%, definitely not worth it. So unless Liu Kang has you cornered, you're just going to eat the damage and never go for a breakaway. Now thankfully this string does have some weaknesses. There is a gap before the final hit. However, before this game did not have input buffer on block, which meant you had to manually time it, and if you were even slightly off, that crushing blow was going to land. And even if your timing was super great, Liu Kang had options. He could just go for a parry, and then if you wanted to spin the bar, he got a full combo. And you could go for a low attack instead, and that would actually beat the parry, but Liu Kang has an answer for that as well, his low fireball. This will interrupt anything you go for whatsoever. And then if Liu Kang wants to spin the bar, he gets some pretty decent damage and you're far away for lots of keep away. Or in other words, this string is a mind game onto itself. A Liu Kang player can honestly win with just this string alone, and they're guaranteed to land the crushing blow at least once because the string is so fast. So if Liu Kang is really far away, he has the fireballs, he has the low fireball, he has the flying dragon kick, all sorts of stuff, but then up close he has this string, so you're never actually safe. Not to mention the guy also has crushing blows on both of his throws as well, so he's lethal up close, he's deadly from jumping distance, and he's dangerous from far away as well. This character really doesn't have any weaknesses, but this string is by far one of the most hated tools in his arsenal. And that's about it for my list, everyone, but please let me know in the comments which attacks you hate the most in Mortal Kombat 11. And then while you're down there, please leave a like if you enjoyed the video, it really does help my channel out a ton. And finally, why not keep that combo going by suplexing that subscribe button, that way you never miss a future video. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.